Hello, my name is John, and I'm a nerd. Hello, this is your awesome Canuck Grandpa here, and I am about to watch episode 4 of the Andor series on Disney+. I already watched the first 3 and I did a review on those, so this one I'm going to watch now and go through and make whatever observations I might make and comments I might make, and then I'll give it my review at the end and tell you how I actually overall liked it. Now the long, drawn-out, slow titles card. I don't know why they made this so slow. It's rather tedious. The actual logo with his name and that font and the Rebel logo is cool. That looked like a Cylon from Starfighter.
Shelf behind you.
I have to say, I love Stellan Skarsgård. He's one of my favorite actors.
I haven't agreed to do anything but
I have a lot of favorite actors, but he's one of them. Okay, so this is turning out to be kind of a heist story, it seems. And Skarsgård's character is recruiting the people that are going to be doing the heist, including Cassian Andor, obviously. All right, so now here we are on Coruscant. All right, I don't know who this Imperial lady is. Seen pictures of her, and she's in the previews quite a bit, so I'm very interested to see what her actual role is in here. Imperial Security Bureau.
Protection requests for traffic to the Abrium sector.
Proactive measures, sir. There's an increase in construction shipments going to Scarif, sir.
Okay, that was a Rogue One reference, the increase in traffic to Scarif. That's where they're building the Death Star at this point. It took place in several different places, but that was one of them, and that's where the plans were in Rogue One. So, kind of interesting little reference there.
The next 5 days, you'll be clean.
Clem. Okay. Did he shave? Doesn't look like it. Someone approaches.
Take this.
Is that a blue kyber crystal?
This idea to start.
Now, I'm wondering if Skarsgård's character here isn't a Jedi in hiding. He seems to have gleaned a lot of information, obviously researched Cassian Andor before he went down there, but wondering how much is research and how much is force sensitivity. I'm very curious about that. Okay, I was right. It is a kyber crystal. It has other significance other than just being the crystal that's used in lightsabers. In this case, it's got a ceremonial and historical significance for that particular planet. The unknown entity approaches, who's apparently his boss. Skarsgård's boss.
Hello, Val.
We almost didn't get the message.
I'm glad you made it.
He started patrolling the Old Stone Valley.
Val doesn't seem to be very happy. Not very happy at all. A little bit of Skarsgård showing some of his range, or volatility at the very least.
Clem?
Clem. Okay, so they use the fiasco in episode 3 to basically usurp the police and, well, just cut them out entirely. So now it's going to be run directly by the Imperials. Popping back there a little bit. The seeing a little bit of the inside of the Imperial structure, the command structure. I always find that kind of interesting because it seems to always be somebody, and it's very true in historical situations where you've got a government of this type. That there's a lot of vying for who can get the best position or who can usurp somebody else's position or authority or whatever. And so all this kind of backstabbing sort of thing is quite interesting to me. It's kind of fun to see how they do all these machinations against each other.
Right, that gives us jurisdiction. I want you to go to Blevins' office, tell them we need everything they've got on Varix.
It might be more if you
I don't want to spark his interest.
So apparently this other Imperial dude that they're talking about, Varix, I think that's what he said, has romantic intentions toward this female commander. And she's not interested. There are certain angles where that ship that Skarsgård's character flies looks like a Cylon fighter from the original Battlestar Galactica. It's not. It doesn't actually look like that when you look at the ship itself, but there's certain angles when it's flying. It does kind of remind you of that.
Orbiting Coruscant. Your controls. Landing protocol 037. Protocol
So he's heading back to Coruscant. He's going to Coruscant, and he's actually some kind of an Imperial person, some level. And the chances of him actually being a Jedi are kind of slim, because I would imagine they would have feelers out for that sort of thing. I want to take a look at that costume again, all those rings and everything. He's such a good actor. Beginning to wonder whether he's sane or not. Or if this is his way he psychs himself up for doing the performance for being an Imperial. Interesting costume that he's wearing. It looks rather official and sophisticated, so probably I'm wondering if he's maybe a senator or some kind of a representative like that. Let's see where this goes. Well, they certainly filmed in some very scenic places. Some very beautiful locations. Mountains. I wonder if this is Scotland. I don't know where they filmed, but this is really nice. Very beautiful. This promises to be interesting. Introducing the unwanted new guy to the current crew. I think I don't know, maybe I'm reading more into this than I need to, but they make a point of showing the sheep. I mean, you could hear them, you know, they're there, but you notice they're all black. So it seems to me it's kind of a reference to the fact that the black sheep are being shepherded by the black sheep of the civilization there, the ones that are going against. I just thought that was kind of an interesting little poetic reference. One guy doesn't seem very thrilled with the idea. Now we're about to find out who this character Skarsgård is playing really is. This is the young fella that was in the police force that just got demoted or removed. He's going to Coruscant to try and find his way, I guess. Why is this so empty? There's nobody else here. I thought Coruscant was supposed to be really a busy, heavy populated place. It's just one big huge city. This is kind of weird, unless it's like middle of the day and everybody's at work, maybe. And obviously he doesn't have a job now, so I don't know. He's going home to Mama. That's what he's doing. Oh, not a very welcome reception.
What are you staring at?
Oh, for that scene, there's somebody there. Okay. Now, maybe we're going to find out about Skarsgård's character and see who this guy really is.
Senator, what a pleasure to see you.
You as well, Nathan. Sorry to be so late.
So he's meeting up with Mon Mothma. And he's putting on the a little bit more of a jovial character here. I don't know what game this guy's playing, but it's very interesting.
Free your mind, Senator. This is a place where time stands still. It's hard being surrounded with this much history and not be humbled by the insignificance of our daily anxiety.
Okay, so apparently he's basically an Indiana Jones, and what was the term they used? A finder of, I can't remember how they worded it, but anyway, an antique dealer, basically, since he doesn't seem to be giving things to a museum. He's selling them to people, so he's an antique dealer. This guy's wearing Imperial garb, isn't he?
He's with us. Stay.
What the hell is going on? When did this happen?
So they've got a guy on the inside. Who's apparently in the security team. You know, ever since Return of the Jedi, when Mon Mothma was first introduced, and she had those just a couple of really short lines, but that actress or something about that, she had just such presence, and the way she talked about the Bothans with such regret, it really made you want to know more about her. So every time I get to see her, when she was in Attack of the Clones, and she was in Revenge of the Sith, and she was in the Clone Wars a little bit, some, and she was also in Rogue One. And every time you see her, you just seem to kind of want to know more about her. So this is really cool to actually get to see her living quarters and what's going on here. I'm enjoying this. Okay, now we're back to the jurisdictional debate between the Imperials here. Well, that didn't go the way she wanted it to go. Kind of like the guy in charge there. He's not very gentle about what he decides, but he seems to be pretty procedural anyway. Here's a question. They had that tablet with all the readouts on it, the information that they wanted to learn by morning. Why did they wait till nighttime to give it to him? Seems a little cart before the horse sort of thing. Shouldn't they have given that to him right away, and then he could be studying it while he was getting bandaged? And yeah, that seems a little odd to me. Unless they just don't want him to succeed and they're trying to get rid of him, I suppose. Maybe that's why they did it. We'll see. Well, not a lot happened in that. Well, I mean, not a lot of real action-y sort of things happened, but a lot of development happened. You learned a lot about Luthen's character, Stellan Skarsgård. Seen a little bit of strife between Mon Mothma and her fellow there, husband or partner or whatever that is, I don't know. It wasn't entirely clear. Looked like possibly a husband or something like that, but the setting up the plan, we know what the plan is now. So this episode, somebody actually complained that I think the quote was that your thriller should actually have some thrills. Well, this is the exposition part. This is the setup part. And the setup part and the exposition part isn't usually all that exciting. I thought it was really interesting. I think I'm enjoying the fact that they're taking the time to get you into this and explain what's going on, understand the characters, what their motivations are, and what's going on in the different locations with the different players. So, yeah, I enjoyed this. No, was it full of action? No, it wasn't full of action, but it wasn't supposed to be. It was full of exposition. And if you're not into that, you know, you want something crazy happen all the time, then maybe wait and see what the next episodes hold. It's getting ready to... This was just basically an episode of setup. So, on that level, again, the acting was great. Some of the special effects were a little not what I'm used to from Star Wars. A little bit weak. Not as weak as some of the stuff I've seen elsewhere. Again, I refer to She-Hulk, and that was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Again, they did improve it a little bit by the time the actual show came out. It was the first trailer was the really worst one. But even in the one episode that I watched of She-Hulk, there were some really weak moments in that. And the ones that they improved still needed more work. There is the special difficulty of the smooth skin of the human character, trying to change that. But that's for another video. I talked about that elsewhere. It's just some of the special effects with in Coruscant and the ship landing and stuff. It just seemed really, really painted. So all that considered, I'm still going to give this a 4 because I enjoyed the performances, I enjoyed the story and the development of it, and the setup moving on. I can't fault any of the actors. I thought all the actors did really well. So I think it's really tight as far as all that's concerned. And this one I'm taking off a couple of points, basically for some of the weak special effects. And again, you could throw in a little action scene in here to make it, you know, the teenagers get more interested in it, or the action lovers. This isn't really an action story. This is more of an espionage thriller type story. Well, not thriller, but suspense anyway. Espionage, intrigue. Intrigue is what I was looking for. That's more what this is. All right, so 4 salutes from me. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you have any other feelings or any other comments you want to make and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, please leave a message in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching.